In part 3 of how to set up a fish room, today we're talking about heating. Hi guys, Cammy from the fish room again. As I said before, today we're talking about how to heat your fish room. If you've not been here before, we're talking about aquariums and tropical fish and all things fun in this hobby and this journey that I'm taking. So if you're loving that idea, please subscribe to us, give the videos a like, and share them at will. Alright guys, let's get on with the heating. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that we can heat our aquarium fish room. You can heat your air, which then heats the water, or you can heat your water by using your standard aquarium heaters, just like these guys. So, like heating a single aquarium, it's the same principle. You put a heater into your water and it heats your aquarium. Nice and simple. Your fish room gets done just like that. Downside to this is that it can be quite costly because you've got to buy X amount of heaters for X amount of aquariums that you've got. Other side of that is that you can control a little bit more, so you can turn them down, turn them up, put them on aquarium heating controls, all that sort of stuff. So what we've done here in the shop is we have chucked a heater into every single one of our aquariums. So the reason that we decided to heat the aquariums instead of the air is purely for the comfort level for our customers. Anyone who's been in a fish room knows exactly how hot and how humid it gets. It's not quite as bad when you're running individual heaters and you can open the door. If we're heating the air, it gets stinking hot, it's horrible, and by the time you open up the door, the heat goes away, but then it's really hard to heat it back up again during the day. So, for pure controllability, we went with heating our water. There's plenty of different heaters available on the market. Fluval, the Eheim Jaegers, and the Joules are the ones that we stock. We often have the Aqua ones as well, which we currently don't have at the moment. Not all heaters are made the same. Personally, I find that the Eheim ones are far better than anything else, and that's why we've used them all through here. I also quite like these Fluvals, but I decided to go with the Eheims. I think just a little bit better. Yeah, doing a 300 watt heater does 600 to 1000 litres, that's fairly handy. Not that there is 600 or 1000 litres through this. Heating our water and not our room also meant that we could have some cold water fish. Clearly there's nothing in here at the moment, but it still gave us the ability to have a cold water fish as opposed to heating the room and all the water gets really warm. In our planted display aquarium, which is this one here, which is just under 1000 litres, we've used the Eheim Jaeger heaters as well. I've got two 300s in here, one would be enough. I've got one in there as a backup for just in case reasons. I've never had an issue with an Eheim, so I don't expect it to start. And I've just noticed, sorry for the glare, but the royals are on eggs. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, I used the Eheim heater in here, two of them. Does the job, heats it pretty much consistently perfect. So another way for us to heat our fish room is to heat our air. So we can do this a couple of ways. We can use a heater on the ground. Things like pumps will also generate energy, which then generates heat, and also lights will. So this little fella here has basically been what's heated my fish room all winter with my lights and my pumps. So you actually might find it quite weird that you can use lights and pumps and stuff like that to actually heat your fish room. It's really, really simple science. Lights produce heat, heat heats the air, warm water, away you go. The fish room itself is really well insulated. The door's got pink bats in it, the wall's got pink bats in it, there's polystyrene all around, all that sort of stuff, so the heat doesn't actually get a chance to escape, which means it stays in. I found if the air temperature is about 2 degrees more than what roughly the aquariums are, so if the air temperature is 28 degrees, aquariums are about 26 degrees, give or take. I've found heating the air more cost effective than what I've found heating aquariums. This room in here is 5 meters by 3 meters, give or take, and the power bill in here is still less than what it is for me to do my shop with individual heaters. I think I had upwards of 5,000 litres of water in here. Once the air temperature is warm and the water is warm, it doesn't actually take that much to heat it. Obviously you'll get a spike come water exchange day, the air temperature is warm, but if you're smart enough, you sort of section it out, one section, one section, one section, one section over the period of a day or a couple of days, then the air temperature doesn't drop too much, power doesn't go up so much, and away you go. So the downside to heating your air is it gets incredibly hot and humid in your fish room. Most of my aquariums here have got no lids on them, so the air temperature gets a little bit hotter because of the humidity, and man do you sweat when you come in here. It doesn't take long, about 5 minutes, and it's completely unbearable, but a real simple solution. If you've got a door, open the door about 5-10 minutes before I want to come in here. Actually clears the air, it still stays warm in here, the water is warm, but the air temperature is bearable in here. So here we go, just heating the air, 24.8 degrees in this aquarium. 24.7, 24.7, 24.6. This one, right beside the door, works fine, good times. Another upside to heating your room is, as you can obviously see, there's no heaters in here. No heaters in there means no chance of an electric shock from rogue heaters. I have been zapped from a rogue heater, and man, it sucked. I put my hand in the sump to start cleaning out the filter meter, and it pushed me halfway across the room. My flatmate at the time found it hilarious and started laughing. I so much didn't. I went back in there trying to work out what was going on and got another zap. He knew straight away what was going on and he actually made me stop doing it, otherwise I probably would have gone in again. It's not pleasant, so it's definitely a massive bonus not having heaters in your aquariums if you're heating your fish room. There you have it, two really easy ways of heating your fish room. Whether you choose the heat the air method or whether you choose the heat the water method, they're both fairly effective, they both do the job. It's all up to personal preference and what you're kind of requiring out of your fish room itself. Like I said, in the shop it was silly to heat the air because the doors are open all the time and the air transfer happens too quickly and it gets too hot and too muggy for customers, where at home I can have it over warm, super hot, doesn't really matter, open the door for 10 minutes or so, get the air out so I can go work in there, it's not as bad. Alright guys, we'll leave it at that. I hope you all have a good one. Happy fish keeping and catch you all later.